This is another Dark Night of the Soul, I guess. Live from my couch. Another Dark Night of the Soul. How many is that? Like 25 or something Dark Nights of the Soul I've had. I just picked a random number, but it's probably more than that. And the reason that I know it's a Dark Night of the Soul, pardon my misty eyeballs here. The reason that I know it's a Dark Night of the Soul and it's different from just like sadness or depression or whatever is, and this is just my personal experience, but for me, it makes me question all of my beliefs. So like all of the spiritual beliefs, the beliefs I have about life that I have, like consistently had over time, that like kind of have been part of my core being, because everyone, I think, has a reason to like wake up every day and continue on. Like there's I want to say like principles that they live by that has them continuing to do that. And mine personally have always been kind of like spiritual in nature, I guess. And I know this is a Dark Night of the Soul because I am deeply questioning those things. I'm deeply questioning those things. And of course, like, our beliefs can mold and change over time. But these are things that, like, I have believed with such ferocity in the past that I am now, again, questioning them. And that's, like, for me, that's the, one of the defining characteristics of a Dark Night of the Soul. Because it fully just, like, makes you wonder who you are. And so I would have loved to be one of those, like, YouTubers who has done all their Dark Nights of the Soul and now they're sharing their wisdom after they've had all of them. But apparently that's not my path. My path is to tell you about my Dark Night of the Soul while I'm in it. And that's what it is. It's a complete, like, breakdown of beliefs. Which, I've done many times before. But, now there's, like, I was gonna say, now there's more danger. Which is a joke, but it's kind of true. And honestly, I don't feel like explaining that part. So we can leave that one up to mystery. But the stakes are higher in this Dark Night of the Soul, is what I'm trying to say. And it feels like a Dark Night of the Soul because it makes me wonder if I am who I've always said I am, which is a witch. If I am so magical, this is probably my ego talking, or the Dark Night of the Soul talking. If I am so magical, then how am I in this situation? If I'm such a powerful materializer, then how can this be my reality? This thing that I'm going through. Now, some of my coven might have an answer to that. But that's what the Dark Night of the Soul feels like, because it makes me completely question my identity. It makes me wonder, am I still all the beautiful things that I thought I was? Am I? I guess that's what we learn through the Dark Night of the Soul. And when you eventually come out the other side, it's like you have a new spiritual badge. I keep seeing it like, you know, how Girl Scouts get badges, Scouts get badges for their skills. It's like a spiritual badge. I have a whole fucking jacket full of spiritual badges from the Dark Nights of the Soul that I have grueled my way through. And I'm not saying that as like I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. And we ask ourselves, when will it end? When will we stop doing these trials? And I don't have the answer to that. I'm tempted to say never, because that's what life is, apparently. But I've always been hopeful that there are bright days after the Dark Night of the Soul. And if anyone was asking me for advice who's going through a Dark Night of the Soul, I would tell them that. But when you're in it, it is really hard to see. So it's just one of those moments where I'm not in the mood to be positive. I'm not in the mood to forcefully raise my vibration. I'm just not in the mood. And I think that's okay. Although this is raising my mood. And I'm not making this video for any real reason other than I felt like it, but maybe people can resonate. And maybe people who aren't in a dark night of the soul and are thriving in their lives can offer a little light to those who aren't. Because I think that's the point. Spiritual bypassing puts us on this spectrum of like bad and good. And that's like not real. It's not real, really. It's a fallacy because we can experience all things at once. All emotions at once. And that's something that I should remember for this dark night of the soul. Maybe that's how this dark night of the soul that I'm having will be different than the rest. It's also going to be different than the rest because I'm going to stop thinking, oh, maybe this will be my last one before things are really amazing. Because I've always said that. Every time I'm in a dark night of the soul, I say, oh, I hope this is the last one. And I don't really believe that anymore. I don't believe that that's a thing. I believe that, like, we probably just keep doing dark nights of the soul. Our whole lives, we just, like, get better at doing them. So it's not that they go away. Yeah, life can get better, but shit always happens. People die, we die. So it's about how we work through them, and this is part of me working through it differently. I guess. I don't fucking know. I just don't know. I always like put pressure on myself to be on here and be like, I know all this shit. Because I do know a lot. I'm brilliant. And so are you. But I'm brilliant and I know so much stuff. But what if knowing that we really know nothing at all is the most powerful thing to know? I'd rather show up with the energy of I don't know shit than the energy of I know everything. I'd rather be like, I don't know fuck all, but I know some stuff, I guess, but I don't know fuck I'd rather do that than be like, I know everything, which is what I tried to do in the past. Because we're made to believe that we have to, like, be an expert and know everything in order to, like, help other people. And that's not true, in my opinion. I mean, I guess it depends what your profession is. I wouldn't want my, like, for example, I wouldn't want a surgeon or something to be like, I don't know anything, so I'm just gonna, no, that doesn't apply here. But as a philosopher, that's what I'll call myself now. As a philosopher, you know, as a spiritual philosopher, I'm maybe I'm gonna lean in as a human, you know. I'm gonna lean into the idea that I don't know shit. And in that, I'm sure I will find that I know many things. But they're all things that we never, like, truly get the answer to until we die. And by then, we can't tell anyone on Earth about them because we're dead. So it's all just conjecture. Thanks for the laughs. I needed that.